Okay. There we go. Okay, so I turned on my social chats. I'm sharing this and I am recording the conversation on Zoom. Let's see if it works on for Zoom, because Facebook won't let you share the screen anymore, or they won't let me share the screen anymore.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
What? To record?
I'm here.
You're here? So Jason is my
you never know what I may say.
Yes. Or he plays really good music, by the way.
Believe me, we have enough women over here that probably can beat you in what you say. You got that right. Don't worry, we can keep up.
I'm just gonna retweet this. Join.
We got some fun girls from South Florida on this Twitter.
What
I'm
did
waiting for the topic.
any topic you want to talk about? The exes?
Girls. No. The exes now. It's all good stuff now. How have they contributed positively in our lives? Tonya.
Yes.
Just excuse me, one real quick minute. Like you said, you wanted to kind of like just introduce what this space is about and basically allow each person just to themselves. I don't think we're gonna make a topic.
No, I think we're gonna just introduce, and I want you ladies to feel the feel of the space, because you know, so right now I'm actually tweeting out from my other account, and I'm gonna go ahead and tag everyone, delivering image, and Joy Nash FL, and at, I don't know why they don't let me tag you. Okay, and
so I've never done this before, but I have a question. Like,
sure.
When we're actually running a show or a talk, do we do the tweeting before or during the show?
Both. I like to do it before, just to let people know and let people know, like, there's a whole format that you can like make videos and stuff. This one I just kind of like wanted you have to like understand it, but next week we'll have a little bit more organization to what we're doing. But Jason can tell you more.
It's more impromptu right now.
Okay. Well, that's
so
okay. I wasn't prepared for impromptu, but I guess you never are.
So let me go ahead and go around the space and everyone can introduce themselves and kind of like share their story. So Jason is our dude hanging out with us. I appreciate you for popping in, by the way. So my BFF is Sandra Lopez. She goes by Delivering Image. And Sandra, why don't you tell us a little about yourself? And everyone, if you can mute your microphone for me.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Sandra Lopez, and I am a esthetician by trade during the day, and at night I do life coaching and some teach sexuality-based practices to help in the growth of relationship and self-awareness, and all in the space of sexuality and sex, and yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Actually, and Joy Nash, and this is a beautiful blonde bombshell. She's gorgeous, and she's has some exciting news, and she's the person that could keep us all healthy because she has more discipline than I could have ever imagined. Joy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I've actually, oh gosh, I go way back, starting into fitness and health and nutrition. Since I can remember, I always liked health and fitness, and my mom was always into exercising and stuff. But when I first laid my eyes on a Muscle and Fitness magazine when I was like about 10, fell in love with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Corey Everson. I was like, that's it. So I moved to another neighborhood outside of where I was originally living. It wasn't a good neighborhood. And I said, Mom, can you get me some weight sets? And I started working out from that time forward. I joined my first gym like when I was like 16, and it was a hardcore bodybuilding, powerlifting gym. So I became one of the guys / girls, you know. And I really learned the trade of exercise and fitness, and I just followed it through my whole life. And at the age of 19, I started training a woman that just had a baby, and her body just transformed. I mean, she was always a heavy woman, and that just motivated me to just begin training people in health and fitness and nutrition. Then I went to the next level when I moved to Florida. I got my actually a degree in not only advanced massage therapy, but holistic health in general. So it gave me a broader understanding of the bodies and corrections, and how to help people, not just with the physical fitness part of it, but also corrective exercise, massage therapy. So I'm also certified in lymphatic drainage and cavitation and all that sculpting stuff and cleansing the body. And I got a lot of new projects coming up with modeling and pro wrestling. Exciting things going on with my best friend from 20 plus years ago. We reunited, and we just created a business called Elevated Living. And we're having webinars and all kinds of cool stuff that is basically biofitness, body, soul, and spirit. We're keeping the spirituality open to all faiths and beliefs, but we teach positivity. You know, emotional intelligence is a big factor of what we teach, meditation, and just implementing things to have us bring us together. And what's great is pro wrestling does just that. It brings all races, creeds, religions together under one roof. So our advocacy is pro wrestling as far as with women. That's our gig with being promoters for pro wrestling. So we got some really cool stuff with podcasts. We're going to have dealing with pro wrestling and documentaries for female pro wrestling. So, I mean, tons of stuff. That's why I'm in Rhode Island. I'm just like, I'm taking my life. I'm 50, going to be 53. And I took whatever my life was going into a dark place, being divorced, you know, being married to a crappy guy. But in the end, I learned a lot of it. I came out of it where my kids are proud of me, and I'm living the best life I could ever live. So awesome. I appreciate you, Tonya, for inviting me here. I'm ready to just rock and roll and motivate and just keep moving.
Thank you. And then the fourth Fab Gen Xer is Sonia Artwell. Hey, Sonia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, ladies. Again, I'm Sonia Artwell. I guess you'd call me a serial entrepreneur. I'm actually a producer. I have with my own production company where it's all about storytelling. For me, I believe that there is a story in everything and in everyone. And so being so fascinated with that, I believe then that I'm spending the rest of my life extracting these stories and then sharing them via film, television, theater, or special events in just telling people stories. I'm just fascinated with stories from all walks of life. And so that's what I love to do. I also am in the medical field with a diagnostic imaging company, but the passion for me is in being able to help others. So whether I'm doing that through the production company or through, in the medical field, actually touching patients or, being able to provide jobs for people, whatever it is, again, I'm always about giving. And so at the heart of me, I'm all about passion. I'm passionate about people, the human being. So I say hello and welcome to every one of my fellow human beings that's on this podcast right now.
Thank you. So Jason. So I'm Tonya Scholz. I am an early adapter to Twitter Spaces, an early adapter to live streaming. I've been streaming since I did my first live stream into Facebook in 2009, started my talk show, internet radio, social chats. Sandra Lopez is my co-host from we have Social Chats Health Edition back in February of 2010. We just decided to start doing something really fun on Twitter Spaces because, you know, like I said, we're all Gen Xers. We experienced it all. We experienced the day of cable TV coming into our homes. We experienced MTV. We experienced all the different things that has happened in history. I mean, it sounds like we're not old. I don't think age is only a number. I think it's all in how you live your life. And so my goal is to create connections with all different people. And that, you know, I've been on Twitter Spaces quite a bit. You can hear me. I'll pop in someone's Twitter Spaces or start my own. I've been on with Jason. We've done several Twitter Spaces together, and I really appreciate being here. And then Carlos and I are in the process of working something out to do one too. He's from Venezuela. That's what I love about all this wonderful Twitter Spaces. You can meet different people. And then Axel, who is here also, he is actually one of my followers and friend, and he's from Kenya. So I wanted to say hi to everyone. And if you guys want to pop up and take the mic and let me know. I sent everyone, sent Carlos and Axel, I sent both you guys invite. We had I think 3 or 4 other people in their space, but they popped out because they didn't, you know, like I said, we wanted to talk and share who we are first before we start giving the mic to everyone else. So, and then 110 is here too. Let me say hi to him. So ladies, as you know, everything you do here is based on emojis. And so if people follow you, you can say hi to them privately, or you can just wave. So with the heart in the bottom, on the right-hand side, the heart with a plus, that's your emojis. So when you like something, you give them 100. If you agree with them, you do that. And if you want to say, hey, you can do that. And if you want to say hello, do that too. And if someone's funny, you can do that too. So. And right now I'm recording it via Zoom, but I'm gonna download the app for the file from Twitter, so we can have that. And then I also have Devin. He's also in our Twitter space. I met him the other day too. So, and so Sonia, what do you think? You think we can do this every week?
I think so. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, you sound perfect. When did you hear the playback on this? It sounds really good. My goal is to you know, because Twitter Space is not being utilized right now in South Florida. So our goal is to get everyone involved using it. And that's one of the reasons I like Twitter Spaces a lot better. I was on Clubhouse. I'm more I enjoy being on Twitter Spaces more than I am in Clubhouse.
That's wonderful. I was excited about it when you mentioned it to me because of the fact that you can actually then download it and share it wherever you want to as a podcast on, you know, iTunes or wherever.
Yeah, that's where I want to share it. And Madeline is one of our Twitter Space people. She uses that. So go ahead, Sandra. Sandra, did you want to say something?
Yeah. No, I was just listening.
Oh.
I'm actually driving.
Oh, that's why you're breaking in and out. Yeah, and she was driving, so I kicked her off of listener. Everything's based on the internet, so wherever you're at, the Wi-Fi, if it's good, then it will.
So I have been actually turning off the mic just in case there's like too much background noise. I'm actually going into a class, pole fitness class. We have a recital this Saturday, so this week is like rehearsal.
And what kind of class are you taking? Why don't you tell everybody? They'll find it interesting.
Well, it's a pole fitness, so I'm pole dancing, learning pole tricks and climbing the pole, and twirling around the pole and dancing. So it's a, you know, it's a really great practice for women who want to, heal their sexuality, feel sexy again. And I actually just took it because my best friend's daughter teaches the class, and I figured I'd support her business. The class is actually 30 minutes away from my house, so it's a good travel time each time. I'm going to go do this, and I've been doing it at least 3 to 4 times a week. I've gotten pretty good. I have a recital this Saturday. It's a fundraiser for Gigi Fitness, which is the studio out here in West Palm Beach off of Okeechobee and the Turnpike, and we're having fun with it. We, get really sexy. So,
But also, it's a great workout. It's a great workout.
I am so there, Sandra, because that's one of the things I wanted to do. Was I told my girlfriends that I wanted to start taking pole dancing classes because it's a great strengthening of the upper body and your core. And
Here's Sandra. Mute your microphone. Sorry about that, Sonia. Sandra, okay, there we go. Go ahead, Sonia.
I was just saying, because it's great exercise and for strengthening the upper body, especially the core and the upper arms. And I just give a lot of credit to the women that do actually do that on a regular basis and for a living, because it's not easy at all. They have to work very hard to be able to master holding up their body weight on that pole. So that's something that I decided I was going to start last year until the pandemic came about. And what did I do over the pandemic? I gained 30 pounds instead. So my behind would have fallen off that pole if I started back then.
So Sonia, the second reason
Hold on. Sonia, will you mute your microphone? Sonia, mute your mic. Go ahead, Sandra.
So the second reason I had decided to support my friend's business was because I was watching a lot of girls coming back from the pandemic who had gained weight, and I myself had gained an additional 6 pounds to weight that I had already gained having too much fun and not really paying attention to my body. And so I went on a mission a year ago and lost 35 pounds and managed to keep them off doing pole fitness, getting out and doing something everyday physical. I think Joy would be proud of me.
I'm proud of you. I think
I'm definitely proud of you, girl. That's awesome. I noticed that shapely, nice, tight body on your Facebook.
So ladies, say hi to my friend Carlos. He's from Venezuela, and he's a comedian, and he's funny too. Hey, Carlos.
Hi, Carlos.
Hi, Carlos.
And
Carlos.
he'll pop in. He's in a speaker mode. But Axel, if you want to join us, you're welcome to.
No. I never find the mic, the button to open the mic. Sorry, it's a problem for me.
No worries.
Dyslexia. I have digital dyslexia or something like that. I know. It's terrible. Listen, I wanted to say to Skin Kareb that I have a Venezuelan friend who is also doing, and she's a teacher of pole dancing. Of course, United States is so big. It will be, I actually don't know exactly which city she is. But when I was doing comedy here, I had a show on TV doing interviews. I did interview her. It was like kind of a mess because we didn't have a pole for actual pole dancing with safety measures in the studio, but I really wanted to help her because of her nature. I mean, her way of being. I mean, she was so natural, such a good human being. Her mother was with her, and we finally made it. It was a wonderful program, and that program helped her to get into the United States, and now she has been already dancing in 6 shows of Snoop Dogg, the rapper. Can you believe? I mean, she's
wow.
in the troupe Yeah, I'm gonna give you.
Awesome.
Yeah, her name is Rebecca Sanchez, with only one C. Rebecca Sanchez 04. I will send that to Tonya in case you are interested, or I can follow you and DM you with the name. I of course, you will be far away from each other, I'm sure. But anyway, you can tell her you are my friend. And she's a great teacher, and you can learn a lot while watching her Instagram, because he is a hard worker also in social media, and she put a lot of classes with her girls and her students, different movements, different techniques, and she put that in Spanish and English at the same time. So you won't have any trouble visiting her Instagram, because she's a great human being. And listen, she is, oh my goodness, she's hard. I mean, she's high level in the pole dancing. I mean, she's number one. Good teacher. So, and even inside the site of Snoop Dogg, you can see 2 or 3 of the posts of Snoop where they are together after one presentation, and you can see they are really good friends. So I'm very proud of her, because she's from my country, from Venezuela too.
Maybe you should join us in a Twitter space. We can do a whole Twitter spaces about this.
Oh yes, she speaks English perfectly, and she will be if you want to make a special space, or when you, Tonya, and I can we were working together, we also could make a space. I mean, we could ask Rebecca. I mean, we could ask the teacher, skincare teacher. You don't know the skincare. Let me. Sandra.
Sandra's a skincare, but Sandra is also a sexuality teacher too.
Sandra. We could get Sandra's teacher. Maybe Sandra's teacher knows other pole dancing teachers. We can ask Rebecca, my friend, and also get 4 or 5 pole teachers at the same time.
We can live stream it.
That
So,
would be fun.
Yes.
So,
It will be just like a national congress of pole dancing.
global pole dancing. So,
Yes, exactly.
ladies, say hi to Samantha Postman. She, oh my gosh, I listened to her. I literally like followed her around Twitter Spaces yesterday. Hey, Samantha, how are you? She's an incredible, I thought she was a business coach, but wow. Like yesterday's all the Twitter Spaces you were doing, you were like relationship. She was like, Sandra, you and her should do a Twitter Spaces together.
Okay, well, that was an amazing intro. Thank
Yeah.
you. Oh, this last weekend was insane. My family was gone, and so I just jumped on. I lost my TED Talk that I was supposed to do in September because the event was canceled. And so I was supposed to be working on my TED Talk all weekend, but since that got canceled, I was like dropped into Twitter Spaces because I was feeling a little sorry for myself probably and just need to be distracted. And that just blew up. Like, people were changing their rooms, and one gal, Kez, 2 hours. She had already been running her space. I didn't know that. I came in, and then she had met me in a different space, brings me up, changes the thing, and says, well, she asked me, Samantha, you want to stay and answer questions? You've been in a relationship for 27 years, married. We have some things to ask you. 3 hours went by. Like, it just flew by, and that was kind of the weekend, and my DM blew up. So I've been getting messages from all over the world, people telling me that all those spaces over the weekend, like marriages, people feel like their marriages could be better. They're going to be better parents. They did a ton of healing. One person said that he's like, I'm a grown man from Africa, and I cried. I had to phone my mom. I have never heard anyone articulate all those things I've been feeling my entire life. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So only in Twitter Spaces, right? Like,
I love it.
Like, yeah.
And Samantha teaches business coaching, and like I said, there's a side of her that I did not know.
Yeah, that's kind of my wheelhouse because I have a strong finance background. I'm a tax expert by first trade. But to be honest, sometimes when people ask you about like what your skill is, what's your 10,000 hours? My 10,000 hours, definitely, I probably have like 50,000 hours in taxes. But what you learn by doing taxes is you learn about humans, because there isn't anything I haven't seen. I've done over 7,500 tax returns. I've closed my tax practice, so I don't do taxes anymore. But you learn about humans, you learn about human behavior, you see what works. I had some clients for like 25 years, so you see them go from, middle age to senior. I've done estate returns. I've seen what happens with estates. So like, I've seen immigrants. I've helped immigrants bring families over. I've done tax returns. I've done corporate returns for CEOs, multi-million-dollar CEOs. So I think and plus I've just overcome a lot of trauma myself. So it's more like a business/life coaching that I sort of did. But apparently the life coaching is what really took off this weekend. And even still this morning, I'm still getting DMs from people who are like, I'm still processing what happened over the weekend. So it was amazing. In fact, I'm trying to see whether I need to pivot from it. I'm not sure.
I think you should. I think you should. Sandra, that's what Sandra does too. She helps relationships, and that's why I want her to get on Twitter Spaces, because I know that there's so many different people that she can help. So she does this thing called Turn On South Florida.
Yeah, I don't know if anyway, we'll see. I don't know if I really want to talk about relationships all the time, but we'll see.
You can do it like maybe, Friday, or you can do like business Monday to Wednesday.
Well, I did a poll.
Listen to this. You know that just 5 minutes before I enter here, Tonya, I was reading a post by Samantha Postman that says literally the following: tomorrow is the big day. For 30 days, I'll share my experience and insights through 30 short essays on perspectives gained on my travels as a cat with many lives. See you bright and early Twitter pride for essay 1. And there is something about the prison, bird box, prison, paradise, or passport. And I answered her, okay, and I sent her an answer that said the following. You have already that in your DMs, Tonya. It said, I told Samantha, my marriage did last 40 years. Why shouldn't I resist 30 days reading your essays? Nah, Samantha, just kidding. I was married only 6 years. But starting tomorrow, I'll be reading all the 30 essays in a row, I promise. You have an amazing life, and you are an honest storyteller. So I am already publicly committed to read your 30 essays, okay?
Okay, well, oh my gosh, Carlos, you're like my biggest fan. I love you. However, that was a retweet from Hype Theory. Apparently, just auto retweeted. So I should maybe I should just repost them, because I have like 1,500. I have like 1,500 more followers since then. So maybe I should just repost them in a row, and it'll look like I'm doing them every day.
Okay, so and there is any place where I can read them together? I mean, do you have all like in a blog or something?
Yeah, I'll have to put them together. I was so new to Twitter back then, and I accidentally deleted some of the threads, and I was just such a newbie. But now I think I'm almost a Twitter master now. So I will figure it out for you and get them to you, though, if you want to read them.
Yeah, of course. Especially, I heard your podcast yesterday, the episode number 8, and I told you already what I thought. It was incredible. All your mix-up. I mean, you have a mixing of farm life, raising a crop in a farm, and being in the center of this.
Yes, Samantha's a farmer, ladies.
You're amazing. She's a farmer.
Yeah, Samantha's a farmer.
It's incredible.
I'm a farm wife. Don't
Yo,
you know?
farm wife. She's a farm wife. It's the same thing.
We are farmers, but yeah, they always call me a farm wife. Thank you, Carlos, for being so amazing, for saying all of that. I appreciate it. Any of you who are interested, that 30-day thing is what got me noticed on Twitter. It was the craziest thing. I joined this club called this writing online community, Ship 30 for 30. That's when that tweet originally went out. I wrote for 30 days online. And I got noticed, like somebody reached out to me and said, hey, you're TED worthy. I'd love to coach you to get a TED Talk. And I was like, really? And I ended up landing a TED Talk actually not long after, simply from just sharing stories and sharing insights.
Wow.
The TED Talk did get canceled, so, but I'm thinking of maybe still running it, maybe through Twitter. I've got some ideas about just running my own version once I get it done. But my son's getting married in 2 weeks, so I'm just going to wait till September to put, I'm going to table that till September.
Well, I have something to talk to you about then. I'll DM you some of what I'm planning to do in September. So maybe we can do it together or something. So, so I have my Dr. Priya, who is from India. Actually, I welcome. I listen to her in the morning. She opens a really cool Twitter Spaces, and she's joined us too.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that's going on, the scandal of Twitter in India, but it's I think it's, I think it's already taken care of.
Is my voice audible?
You what? There you go.
Okay. Hi, Carlos.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about the scandal of Twitter in India. Well, but we'll talk about it some another time. That's what I wanted. I retweeted to you.
Yeah, we will definitely. I'll definitely host a special session for that.
Yeah, definitely. I want to kind of curious. So I'm going to go ahead and reset the room. The space real quick. So I'm here with my 3 co-hosts. We're planning to be hosting Twitter Spaces every Monday at 6 p.m. for like an hour, 60 minutes. And then if we go over, depending who's want to stay on, we have my BFF since 1996, pretty much, is Sandra Lopez. She goes by Delivering Image. Skincare by Sandra, and then Joy Nash. She's Joy Nash, Florida, and also Sonia Artwell, Florida. Sonia owns a production company. She sets up some incredible events. Joy does everything. Joy can get you healthy, fast. She can. You would not touch that piece of cake if Joy's around.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh my God, I've been like struggling with fat and weight for like such a long time. I mean, it's a space which again I would like to conduct a separate session about body dysmorphia. So I would definitely love to have Joy on that space with me.
I'd love to join it. I just wanted to share that one of the reasons, as we discussed about why we wanted to do this Fabulous Xers Twitter space, was because, again, we just wanted to share our voices and, again, our stories with the world of whoever the listeners may be. Because at some point, I just believe that there's so many topics that we as women, oftentimes we consider them taboo and nobody wants to discuss them. And, we just wanted to have just real conversations about what's important to us as women. And of course, our needs and our desires and our expectations, our bodies, everything changes from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, years old. And so what we needed and required for our bodies now is completely different from what we needed when we were in our 20s. For us looking back, I realize sometimes as women, we say, oh my God, I used to have a six-pack ab, because I have said that because I had a six-pack ab. And now I realize that now that I'm 29.99999 years old, I'm realizing that I don't have that six-pack anymore. And my body requires a little bit more fat than it did before. So just a lot of things, from sex to money to health to relationships to our dreams, our goals, mental health. All of these things are important to us as women all around the world. If you have a BJJ, it is important to you. And so I just believe that those are some of the things that we wanted to one of the reasons we wanted to create this space, so we can also not only share, but also hear from other women. And then also bringing on some of the experts as in these topics to offer expert advice. So we're not just talking, but also providing a platform where you can actually, the women can, or men can always walk away with tools to equip them
that they can begin using immediately, or, resources that they can, research at a later time. But I always believe in not talking just for the sake of talking, but with a purpose, talking with a purpose that is going to effect positive changes in people's lives. And I'm very passionate about that. Like I said, again, about people, about our human beings here on this planet, and anything that we can do as a group. Our mission is to do that, to help our fellow human beings, male and female.
I love that. But let me go ahead and say hi. Some of the that we have guys in here too. We have, I think I'm gonna Symphony. Symphony. I think I just killed your name right there. I'm so sorry. And if you would like to speak, go ahead and request. And Antonio, Antonio, hello, hi, invite to speak. He's my NFT artist. He's my new friend. And also Devin and I met the other day. We were on the Twitter space together. And if he wants to join in, let me know. And also Miroska just joined in. I'd like to say hi to everyone in the space so that they can, they don't feel like we forgot them. Ashish Rawat. I hope I got your name correctly. I'm going to practice that one. And then we have
Jorge.
Jorge, yeah.
Jorge.
And also
That's George. That's
George.
Spanish. George.
I should know Jorge because someone Sandra's ex-husband is Jorge.
My ex-husband's George. Jorge.
Jorge, exactly.
I want to excuse myself, but I'm walking into my full fitness class right now, and I'm looking forward to speaking to everyone or with everyone next week, Monday at the same time. So
Talk to you later.
Have a wonderful night.
Okay.
Thank you.
Before you leave, where did you Lopez? Before you leave, where did you Lopez from? Mexico, Venezuela, Colombia.
Colombia.
Colombia, we're neighbors.
Ah.
I am in Venezuela, you're in Colombia. Love you. Take care. Enjoy your class. Bye-bye.
Bye, Sandra.
And then we have Herminio in the space also. I want to say hi to everybody. So yeah, we just want to test out because this is kind of really fun. I want to finish helping Sonia set up her profile. And then, if anyone has any topics that you want us to talk about, please follow us or follow me or DM me, and we can talk about it. And if you want to go ahead and want to just pop in and chat real quick with us, request a mic, and it's to your bottom left-hand side of the screen. So.
I have a question for Dr. Pri. Yes, she's a maxillofacial surgeon. So how do you handle the fear when your patient is a man? Because we men are, me personally, I'm totally a coward regarding physical pain compared with you women that are, there are women who have to give birth to 5 kids at the same time. I think human species will be out of the earth if we were in charge of reproduction. How do you do with your, is there any difference for you? Do you feel your male patients are less valiant or less, yes, exactly, more coward? A little bit more coward than the
No. I would not say that. I think when it comes to trauma, with facial trauma, so it is like
it's accidents or something.
Yes. So it's like a male patient. Like me, I receive more of male patients because they're mostly into into trauma, road traffic accidents, assault. So as far as the facial injuries are concerned, males have more facial injuries than women because of the reasons which I just said. And secondly, their threshold to pain is not that less. I would say it's pretty high because since males, they have this tendency to not to show their fear out in the open. They want to maintain that male that I'm me being a male, that male factor is there in general, I would say. So males are not really good at expressing pain, and even if they feel more pain than women, they would not really express it. So I think that I'm comfortable with both of them, but if given a choice, I think male patients are more cooperative as compared to female patients, because females have this, a psychological fear. They just get scared at the sight of the needle. I mean, childbearing is a completely different issue altogether, because they are, it's just in them that they have to bear children. But as far as males are concerned, I think males deal well with accidental traumas and stuff like that. But women, they have a less threshold to pain. I would say that. And as well as, if you say, like most of the surgeries which we do, it's all under general anesthesia. So, even if it's a male or a female, it doesn't make a difference, because either way, they would be both unconscious throughout the procedure. It's only when, they see the sight of the armamentarium or the instruments, the surgical instruments, then only they get a little bit scared. But at the same time, like before the procedure, we do give them, a sort of an anxiolytic, so that, their anxiety levels, they are maintained, and they can, just cooperate with us during the procedure. I think the most difficult for me has been dealing with children, especially with children who have like their tongues lacerated, because in children what happens is like you have to hold the tongue while you're suturing or while you're like stitching the tongue up.
Wow.
So you can't just do that under general anesthesia. You have to do that under local anesthesia. So I think for me, if I have to differentiate like who is more difficult, I think children are the most difficult for me to handle.
Really? Wow.
Women and males are, like, I would say almost the same. There's not much of a difference. But yes, again, when it comes to pain, males, they respond well to pain as compared to women.
Yeah, I hate going to the dentist, by the way.
I know.
So
I hated that. It's like my nightmare.
Hi, Devin. How are you?
I'm great. How are you today?
Fantastic. Welcome to our Twitter space. Yeah, this is our first one. We're just testing out. I just want to make sure the ladies are comfortable and they can see how things are done. When people pop in and out, there's a lot of different Twitter spaces going on, because my goal is to get them to start hosting their own.
Oh,
so
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to pop in. Thank you for hosting a space, because I'm sitting here cooped up in my office working all day, and I am trying to make a habit of popping into spaces, whenever I have an opportunity to. I'm blown away by how many different people are in these spaces, just different walks of life, different specialties, different ideas, and just the amount of sharing, collaboration, everything. It's absolutely awesome to listen to. And I think that spaces, obviously they're new, but I think the sky is the limit with them. I think they're going to be absolutely massive in the future. I'm really excited to see, what all the people here in the room are going to be doing with spaces in the future, especially you.
Will you be hosting your own?
Down the line, definitely. I only recently started using Twitter actively. I used it as a news aggregation source for years. Started using it actively with my own account like 3 weeks ago, as part of the SHIP 30 for 30 writing cohort-based class. And now I'm just kind of diving in headfirst, exploring all that it has to offer on an individual level, and loving it.
That's great. Yeah, I love it too. It's kind of addicting, actually.
Yeah, it is. You definitely have to be mindful of that. But just as a networking tool, I'm kind of blown away. you connect with people over the simplest ideas. You know, you DM them, you end up having some pretty amazing conversations. I've ended up, you know, having some Google Meets or some Zooms with some people just, you know, that I otherwise wouldn't have connected with. And it's just such a great way to meet like-minded people that have the similar passions or completely different passions that you knew absolutely nothing about prior to meeting them.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I love it. And I love it because you meet so many people, different people from all over the world that you can connect to. And I have like, I myself personally have met so many different people. Like I said, in the morning I wake up and I listen to Dr. Priya. She's speaking. I don't know, what time is it in India right now?
Well, actually, it's pretty late. It's 4:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh, have you gone to sleep?
No, I would be sleeping late. Actually, I have this week off.
Oh, nice.
Since, you know, there's exam coming up, so I'm preparing for that.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, like I said, you can meet tons of different people. It's about 6:59 right now. Joy, did you want to chime in, and you want to? Because I feel like I'm taking over.
I'm just listening to everybody, munching on some pop chips.
Pop chips, you're eating?
No, I'm just taking it all in. Sometimes I talk a lot, and then sometimes I just kick back and listen.
Oh, good. I think
It's all good. It's
yeah.
all, I love it.
And then
one other thing that I absolutely love about Spaces is that since I only recently started using Twitter actively on a personal account, my account is fairly small, and so my overall reach is fairly limited. You know, I'm not really aiming for growing like a follower account. I'm not glued to making that number come up, but I love to connect with as many people as possible. And what Spaces allows me to do is to immediately just join conversations, you know, with people that are talking about the same things I'm interested in. And it kind of bridges the gap for everybody. And it's just one of the most powerful tools for both, you know, large established accounts as well as people that are just brand new to the platform, which is just wildly powerful.
yeah, I love it. Actually, I had to go clean up my account because, you know, I've been on Twitter for 13 years. But, you know, people you follow in the beginning of joining Twitter are like totally different from people how you're following now. Because like in the past, I would never follow anyone when if they, I would look at someone because this is how I was taught. Like, you know, you have to look at who they're following and how many people or this and that, you know. With me now, I look at a profile. If they do Twitter Spaces, if they host or if they join, I follow them. I don't care how many followers they got. And actually going back in and unfollowing the people that I've been following for years that are not really doing anything with Twitter Spaces. And a lot of them have gone out of business or they're not doing anything. So I've been unfollowing them and just following everybody that follows me on Twitter. That's, you know, in Twitter Spaces. I think that's my key focus is more of creating that communication with my social network on Twitter, because I feel like, you know, Twitter was the day where I too used it for my business. You know, I used it for just to aggregate content and share content and get news info. But this is the first time I'm actually having conversation. I have more conversation on Twitter Spaces than I do on Instagram or Facebook or any of my other social network.
So yes, Tonya, this is Sonia again. Just remind everyone to just, you know, follow each other because they may be in another space, you know, or they're going to be hosting that. We would love to support them as well. So.
Yeah, and if you have a good Twitter Spaces coming up, just go ahead and DM me, and you know, if I'm available, I'm gonna pop in and contribute or just listen. And then I think we have Emmanuel. I think Emmanuel 37 at Emmanuel 37 is in the space. Med Twitter. I think he's in your Twitter space, Dr. Priya. So I remember seeing him.
Yes.
Hi, welcome to the space.
I'm following. Yeah. Okay, great.
So it's about 7:03. We'll be back next week. We'll be a little bit more organized as what we wanted to do. Today's Twitter Spaces was just a quick 60 minutes just to so the ladies can kind of see what Twitter Spaces does and what we can aggregate together and just do, because each one of us have our specialty and different things that we're interested in. I'm a communication specialist myself, so I just love how people communicate, how quick I can create a program. And I'm planning to, Twitter Spaces to me, it's a tool. So I've had some of my clients are talking to me about hosting Twitter Spaces for them so they can kind of like share their message, because I call this like the social media web 3.0, because the social media web 2.0 was all about Facebook and your ads, and you just sit there and you scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. You just like look at people's pictures and different stuff. The social audio web 3.0 is what we're in. It's more about conversation and connecting and sharing. And if we're not in a Twitter Spaces, we're DMing each other. Sometimes I meet my friends on Zoom. So I'm excited about the direction we're going, and I look forward to everyone, joining us. And Joy, did you want to share your final remarks?
Well, I just wanted to thank you for having me on, and it's a pleasure meeting all of you and listening to people from all over the place. It's so exciting and awesome. And I'm following everybody. I went through all of you, and I'm following you, and I'm looking forward to getting to know everyone much better. I'm new to Twitter, so I'm just getting used to it, and I'm falling in love with it already.
And Sonia, do you want to have a closing remark?
Yes, my closing remark is that I just want to say thank you again, Tonya. I mean, we've worked together for the past few years on different things, also with women in communications. But I just say I really love you, and your just desire to, as a good human being, to always help others. And I just want to say thank you for inviting me to be a part of this space. And I want to say thank you and welcome to all the others that are on the line. Like I said, I'm following each one of you right now. I'm pressing the buttons to do that. And I just wish you all an amazing day and live long and prosper.
Okay, everybody. Thank you so much, Carlos. I will chat with you later. Carlos and I are going to have a really fun Twitter Spaces, because I know because he's fun. So
let me tell you, hey, I want to since your friend Marta, your friend Lopez from Colombia left. She's the one who was practicing pole dancing, right?
No, she does it for exercise, but she's actually the she does this practice called orgasmic meditation. No, she actually helps women get orgasm, like teach them feeling close to themselves socially, and she helps couples. So she's a relationship coach also.
Okay. And Joy, is Joy practicing pole dancing?
She's a wellness coach. She's a nutritionist. She helps people live longer. So I'm sure she can.
I can body slam you and do Greco style wrestling, pro wrestling. I can hurt you, and I can give you a great massage too.
Oh my goodness!
Or I can kick your ass in the gym.
I don't doubt that, but I wanted to ask Dr. Priya something. Did you ever receive a female patient with trauma caused because she fall or she did for an accident doing pole dancing?
No.
Not pole dancing, but definitely.
I massaged strippers that had bad calves from wearing those big old heels. But that's about it.
No, mostly the patients which I receive, like female ones, are the ones who've had domestic abuse, and
oh my goodness, that's horrible. Yeah, that must be horrible.
Yeah, it's really horrible. And secondly, it's because many times I receive patients of burns as well. So it's kind of like, mostly we have patients of trauma and injuries and domestic abuse. Domestic abuse is really high.
There is a factor. You said that male the threshold of holding pain resistance was quite high. But you know what is the influence too? I guess, for example, if I thought I have trauma in an accident, for example, I had a very severe traffic accident 5 years ago. Thank God I was with my safety belt and the back, the safety back, the wheel also worked. And it was a miracle. I did survive that crash because it was very, very hard. But I say, you know what happened? If I come to the clinic and I am with the doctor, I am just like a full forward, you know. But if the doctor is a woman, it's just like, oh, you know, you have to be more brave because she's a lady, you know. You want to show up, just like more bravery. But if I am in front of male doctors like me, it's just like, oh no, that's hurt, oh, that's hurt me. Okay, but in front, if the doctor is a woman, it's just like, no, you can pull it. Go ahead. Oh yeah, and
Yes.
inside me, screaming like hell, you know. So
Well, I'm telling you, that's because of, males, they tend to portray that they're really strong in front of women. They don't want to show that they are weak. I mean, each and every one of us are weak in the end. Males as well as, women and men. Pain is same. It's just that, some are very good at showing it and others are pretty good at hiding it. So that's where the difference lies.
Exactly. Well, Tonya, wonderful. I think you are.
We're gonna have fun. We'll have fun.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inviting me to stay.
Oh, my
Glad
pleasure.
to see you, Priya, again, and glad to meet you, Joey.
Bye, Dr. Priya.
Have a good evening.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks,
Devin, I'll
thanks,
see you
everybody
soon.
here.
Oh, listen to you soon. Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you, Tonya.
Bye.
Bye,
Thanks,
Joy.
guys.
Thank you, everyone. God bless everyone. Hey, sweetie.
Hey, did you like it?
Oh yeah, that was really cool. And the fact that, I can do it from wherever and